episode 15 of this campaign. This is our first season in, and yes, we're coming back for our second season, which means we have one more episode left after tonight. All the excitement, at least for me. So what we're going to do, yeah, I love how Michael's like, no, just... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and have my wonderful players tell me who they are and who they are playing tonight. And then we're going to start to get into the thick of things because I haven't been plotting at all. Not in the least. Nope. There's nothing going on tonight. It's totally safe, totally fine. Everything is perfect and wonderful. So Michael, let's start with you.
Yeah. No, there's like cars revving their engines outside at the intersection outside of my house. That was the look that you saw earlier. Anyway, name is Michael Sinclair, also known as Michael Kritz on a whole bunch of social media things. Today I'll be playing Gervain, who is a Carrier of Wander human variant, and his class is a Ghost Knight, which is a fighter variant off the Kobold Press Midgard Heroes book. So excited. Gervain's excited. We're all excited. Yeah, ready to go.
Excited. Thank you so much. And then moving down to Jim.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing great tonight. Jim Davis, WebDM, and I'm here playing Slain this evening. Trollkin, Gloomstalker, Ranger, Betrayer of Witches, Disney Princess, and soon to be modern art. Having a good time, and I hope that my players will allow me to continue to play with them after this evening.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound ominous.
It's not ominous at all.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. And following up with Torn Pixie.
Hello, I'm Torn Pixie, and you can find me at Torn Pixie or Torn Pixie Twitch, wherever you're going on the internet, just to keep it really fast there. I'll be playing AOL Galith, who is our Shadow Fae Light Eater Warlock / Circle of Oaks Druid. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yes, it is. Do stuff that's gonna be fun. All right, and then certainly last and certainly not least, Maurice, as played by Jesse.
Hello, I'm Jesse. I'll be playing Maurice, the Pantheist Priest subclass for Clerics in 5e. And I'm at Jesse Need on the interwebs, and I'm super concerned about everything that Jim just said. So let's get at it.
It's just another day in the Margreave. Really quick
Sure,
before we get started.
Totally fine.
Yeah, I think, die in your sleep, everybody. That's our catchphrase for a reason. So just a quick reminder before we actually get into the thick of things, PAX is this coming week, believe it or not. Oh my God. We are going to be doing a lovely meet and greet at the Kobold Press booth, which is 4039. Do stop by and visit us on Saturday at 5 p.m. We'd love to say hello to you. And a couple of us cannot be there, sad to say. Maybe some other time in the future. Oh, Michael. Do I have to air express Michael a pie now with that face? You're like, yes, please. So just... Yeah. So please come and visit us. Say hello. We'd love to see you there. And there'll be more stuff to talk about at the end of this session, too, that I will make sure to plug. I am also going to mention that tomorrow night, if you want to check out the terrain that I have been making for the Kobold Press booth, do be sure to stop by my YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where at 9 p.m. I'm going to be giving you an up-close and personal look at the terrain pieces I have created for the city of Zobek, which you can have fun playing with at the Kobold Press table, where they're going to be having games going the whole time. So that's something to keep in mind, too. Let's leave it at that for now, without further delay, my darlings. Who would like to try for that extra 2 HP by summing up what happened last time we were together? Anyone want to take that chance?
Yeah, I'll do it since people usually have restraints on it. So I will do the thing.
Do the thing.
All right. Okay. I'm a little rusty here, but here we go. Oh boy. So Slane met with Pumpkin Jack at some point earlier on in the episode. He gets a story about the 5 vampiric lords, which also entail the 5 druids, the stones of the 5 druids. They have a connection there. Jack says that he witnessed somebody messing with one of the statues, which let out apparently a vampire lord, which immediately upon coming out of the statue turned into a crimson mist and started wandering around the Margreave, yeah. Let's see here. Apparently, Slane is caught up in some stuff with the Baba Yaga, I think, which is a grandmother who might not be happy with him at the moment. The party doesn't know what that means. Party figures about that later in this little synopsis. So Slane comes back to us making breakfast. We know that we need to start heading upriver back to the Grove. So we gather all the supplies, we get stuff together through a rowing competition between me and what is her character's name? I know her by kind. Zero. That's right. Rowing competition between me and Zira got a little bit out of hand, but no one sank, so at least it was a good thing because no one crashed the boat or anything. So we got safely kind of to one resting place where we see another pair of yellow eyes peering out from the forest to our little campsite that we set up to take a break while rowing. So upon trying to figure out what it is and maybe calming down the creature coming towards us, it starts attacking us while we try to prevent it from happening. Gervain got a little antsy and decided like most of these things in the forest we try and negotiate with, and he's just like, no, we're just gonna attack it. After the battle was finished, we figured out it was Riuric, and about 5 seconds later, we hear Mama Rihanna's voice ringing through the forest that she's looking for Rioric. So we meet back up with Mama Rihanna. A couple of us very excited to see Mama Rihanna. A couple of us not so much. Anyway, Mama Rihanna and I need to Faye end up meeting each other and kind of sharing some stories back and forth there. Mama Rihanna is very concerned about the stories we heard, or Mama Rihanna is very concerned about the story Slane explained to her from Pumpkin Jack, and Faye is also concerned. So from that, we figured we need to probably double time back to the Grove to get back and try and figure a plan from there and connect and give intel to the people in charge of the Grove. It seems like we got there without any sort of obstacle or any sort of delay, and we saw the leader of the Grove, Finium, who's kind of already on the pier waiting to meet us there on the shore.
Very good. As some dried leaves blew past you in the air, brown and dead and floating as the breeze goes by. That is where we are going to pick things up. So you are in your 2 canoes and you are able to bank them onto the shoreline, hop out, no problem. You all notice though that Zira has become a little bit quiet and more drawn in. She'd actually gotten more and more quiet as you're getting closer and closer to the Grove, sort of pulled into her thoughts. And she sort of just takes a quick look at everyone and leaning in towards you, Aol, she goes, I think I just need some time to think a little bit. This has been kind of a crazy past couple days. Could you just let the others know I just need to go and kind of like get some quiet time to myself. I'll be back in the longhouse, but I need to kind of regroup before we talk about things, if you don't mind.
Does Gervain hear this? Possible. No, he's in the other boat.
You know what?
I don't.
He's in the other boat, but you are on the shoreline now, so if you want to try and give me a perception, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
See if you feel this.
This character's perception's better than the other character I played yesterday, so give me a second. I don't remember the modifier. 11.
Yeah, no, you hear nothing. You see them talking, which you don't really pick up much of anything from it, because she actually just did quite well in terms
They're
of
talking
perception.
about lady business. Gervain continues on.
Assumption. So Zira just sort of wanders off in the direction, sort of towards the shrine area because she's been there before, off towards the fields. And as she walks away, you see Finium just sort of arch his eyebrow a little bit, but immediately Faye runs over to him, and you can tell that she has this look of relief on her face as she runs and gives her father a huge hug. And you see him just sort of embrace her like, her father would a child, and sort of has the hand on the back of her head, and there's a smile of relief on his face, and he looks to the rest of you. So you've come back, and you have brought her back safely, which is good. You have brought others with you. And he looks down to Mama, and Mama is beaming up at him. Hey, Finium, you miss me? And you just see him sort of take a deep breath. It is always a pleasure to hear from you, Mama. Normally it is through gypsophilia, from when you to discuss things to the trees, but nice to have you here after such a long time. And then he looks to Riorik, and Riorik he's there in his clothes that are looking a little tattered for, good reasons. Though I must say I'm not familiar with this face myself. Who might you be? And he sort of looks down at the ground, and again, this is very much not like the Riorik you met at the inn. He seems more reserved, almost bashful, perhaps. My name is Riorik, and I have I've come here to help if I can. And he clamps his mouth shut after that, and you can actually see the tension in his jaw as he clamps his teeth together. And Mama sort of steps in. Don't mind him, he's with me. I'll try him 100%. Right? Totally fine. He's great. And she kind of looks at the rest of you nervously. Like, are you going to spill the beans? And as you are all sort of just quickly touching base, have you gotten information? Yes. Let's go talk about it in the Longhouse. I'd like you all to give me a perception check, please.
What time of day is it?
It's getting close to late afternoon.
8.
An 8. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
We'll take that. Nothing wrong with that.
I got a 10.
And a 24 from Maurice.
Oh, well, okay then. So, for both Maurice and Slain, you quickly pick up on the fact that it looks like there is a figure sort of coming towards you, backlit from the sun as it's starting to set lower in the sky, heading in your direction. And you see that, again, you have what looks like it's probably another Elseed heading your way. You see the physical form of a lower portion deer. It looks like an upper portion human or elf of some sort. And for Eowell and Gervain, you sort of pick up after the fact because Mama's got you concerned because she's not exactly being upfront about the fact that Riorik kind of likes to go wolf boy mode. So as soon as you sort of like see Maurice and Slain's attention turn, you look up and you also see this figure that's backlit walking toward you. And interestingly enough, Finium's not at all phased like that at all. He's sort of standing there expecting, if anything. And you hear this voice start up. Ah, Brianna, dear sister, long time no see, love. Fancy meeting you here. And as this figure starts walking closer to you, you realize it's not another Elseed. It is actually this stunningly beautiful woman riding on a deer. And she's got this gorgeous green hair that almost matches the color of those spring leaves that you were seeing sprout from the trees when you got outside of the Grove of Eternal Autumn. And she has these very intense stormy gray eyes, and her skin is just this beautiful tanned tone, smooth and consistent all the way through. And striking is truly a word that will stick with you if you ever saw her even outside of the Margreave. She's a very striking woman. And you see Finium just sort of nod his head. And if you were to look at Mama, she is suddenly very quiet.
Say green hair?
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, who might you be?
Well, you're quick to find out, aren't you? I'm Devana.
It's been Devana.
Yes.
It's been a weird couple of days, and there's been a lot of things coming towards us. I'd like to figure out who is in front of us.
Well, you are on the Margreave, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess we are.
She just sort of stands there smirking at you.
Well,
Yeah,
how do you know Mama Rihanna? It sounds like you're related.
Well, she is my sister, after all. I should hope I know her. What, she hasn't told you?
No.
I suppose she hasn't got too deep in her cups yet to not reveal that little secret of hers.
So, same mother, how old are you? What is this? Like, what's your history? Things have been weird lately. We're just trying to get a hold on things.
Yeah. We seem to attract a lot of we're really powerful witches. Sorcerers
Slain,
and all that. What?
Coming from you, that's a little bit interesting coming from you, Slain, dear.
How does she know what you guys know each other? How does she know your name?
I don't know her. I don't know her at all. I'm a terrible liar, Gervais. You'd know if I know.
No, I don't know if you're a terrible liar. You have been withholding information from us. I don't know.
But that's only because you didn't ask me directly. If you'd asked me directly, you'd find out I'm a terrible liar. Anyway,
Slain, dear, is this how you treat
why
one of your aunties? Really?
Auntie.
I don't mean to.
So you don't know her?
No, listen. I got a lot of family.
He does.
Yeah.
The little boy is not lying. We haven't met face to face, but let's just say that it's my job to know about your going-ons.
Oh, well, that's just great. All right. Okay, so, all right. It's fine. I'll go bring in the canoe. Slain doesn't practices its dual proficiency.
Slain, your family, as I always, is ominous?
I don't listen. The only thing I know about my family is I grew up with my two grandmas, and I saw my mom and my dad occasionally, but we weren't I wasn't allowed to live with them or or anything. My brothers are nice. One of them teaches somewhere at Zobek, I think. I don't know if he's kind of a jerk, but the rest of them are nice. But my grandma's Esme's. Well, I mean, she did herbs and she did the garden, and then Artemis, she was she could give me a whooping. But other than that, she was really nice. That's all I know.
Artemis are the teeth that talk?
No, both of them had regular teeth, normal teeth. No.
Have you ever thought of being a storyteller?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I just, most people, they see me and they don't really like to stand and look that long. So, besides I'm big, scare children.
Maybe put on those little puppet shows.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's
Or
good.
perhaps large puppet shows.
Yeah.
I'm going to assist Devana getting off her mount. In the meantime, this is all happening.
Oh, you're going to... Okay. So, let's do a persuasion there, sir. Yes, you do. Let's see how you do, darling.
Oh, boy. Wait, we've traveled. Persuasion. Dirty 20.
You see she sort of looks down at you and she quirks this eyebrow of hers, which actually matches the green of her hair. And her smile, it goes from sort of amused because she's been listening to this little story to slightly more sly as she looks down at you. There's something you need there, darling.
Oh, I was just trying to be courteous, but you could, by all means, you could do it on your own, I guess. Slane, you need any help? And I'm just gonna turn around and like try and go help out Slane.
As you turn around, Finium just sort of looks over to Divana, and he kind of just quirks an eyebrow at her. He's just, they're very courteous and thoughtful. I would not take offense to it at all. And then he's addressing all of you. Perhaps it's best if you all sort of work out whatever this is before coming inside.
Yeah.
I feel it is best to give you a heads up that someone has come to try and help Gypsophilia. She is not faring as well as we had hoped. And you'll notice at that point that Faye actually is no longer there, so she must have been told this by Finium as he was giving her a hug. Right now, it is best that you all come back in to the Longhouse well informed and unified. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time. There is no rush. It's best that you sort things out first. It seems there are some omissions of some information. Let us put it that way. I will leave you with Divana. And he nods to her as he turns and starts walking away. And she just sort of leans back on her mount and folds her arms and just sort of smiles, and she's looking directly at Mama Rihanna. So, dear sister, are you going to start spilling the beans, or do we need a flask for it this time around? And you see Mama is standing there on the shoreline, almost more diminutive, even for her small size. It's like she's pulled into herself. That cloak is definitely encompassing her, and her hair is not so chaotically big and fluffy. It's almost like she somehow managed to smooth and tame it down, so she's not as big of a presence visually. And you see she's sort of shuffling her feet a little bit. Yes, well, maybe we should let's go sit down, shall we? Might be more comfy. Stay over by those long tables back over there, and fire and heat and cozy type of thing going, rather than stand here on this deck and dance. Sure. Maybe.
I prefer to stand. I mean, we have been sitting in those canoes for a while. It'd be good to stretch our legs. I think better while I move anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit on Little Czar, and I'll cast Fine Steed, smoky business and all. He comes to apparition, and I will hang out with Little Czar.
Do you do that now? Let's see how Divana takes this. She's rather impressed, seeing you call this mount. She's sort of just, she's still leaning back, but she's tilting her head and taking it in as you've done this little trick. So Mama looks to the rest of you. Well, if you all would rather just stand here, I suppose. All right. Rioric, dear, you better. Can he sit down at least? Perhaps be best for him.
I mean, if anybody wants to sit down, like I don't oppose that. Just I'm saying I don't want to.
I mean, Mama needs to sit. No problem. I'll go sit with you.
I just, old bones and achiness and all of that type of things.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So she toddles off. She doesn't go all the way over to where you initially had that first dinner when you came to the Grove the first night. But she does sit down in sort of like this softer, tufted area of grass out in the open. And Rioric, he actually does go further beyond. So he's still in view. But you can tell he's almost out of earshot on purpose for himself, and he's just sat down next to one of the trees, and he's leaning back against the trunk, and he's closed his eyes. So clearly he's still, whatever it is that's going on with him health-wise, he still needs some more time to recuperate. Because remember, he did take some damage earlier, and he just needs a little bit more time to rest a little bit more. So as she sits there and she looks around at the rest of you, Devana has followed, and she has actually gotten off of her deer, and the deer is left grazing towards the side, and she stands there, and she's just got this very slim, willowy figure, but there's strength behind it, very athletic. You could tell she could probably move quickly if needed to and react before anyone even really noticed. She's got that type of a build and stance to her form. And she just sort of stands behind Mama, and it's not condescending, it's more like she's just sort of get on with it with her.
Right, so this is my sister. And she's not kidding. Once upon a time, I looked like her. Well, except I was taller and prettier.
And you see Devana just sort of roll her eyes at this one.
But I too was of her ilk, and quite frankly, after so many years of living such a lifestyle and working with who we had to work with, it got tiresome. And an opportunity arose where I could make a deal. And so when Mama asked me to help her with a little task, I agreed to it, provided that she'd let me live a mortal life after assisting her. However, true to form, who you know as Baba Yaga struck up a deal with me. In exchange for helping her with the Eastern Margreave, she, yes, would allow me to live a mortal life, so I wouldn't continue on in perpetual existence like that one.
And she points back to Devana, who just sort of hops and starts tapping her foot.
So,
I would have the mortal life, but I would also have to help her out under certain conditions, gaining certain information about certain people or creatures.
have a deal with Baba Yaga, and from what I understand, Slane does too.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
you know, she's pretty calm. You know, like a lot of people know her.
Mm-hmm. I
For
don't
us
know her.
native Margreavians, it's not unheard of to deal with a grandmother. In this case, she truly was like a mother to me. As one of her villa, it was my job to assist her. And she wanted to make sure that condition continued even after I helped her with what I quite frankly think was a rather trying task, but you know, she has her own means of deciding what's what and how things should be arranged.
What was your task?
How much do you know of the Eastern law, love?
Probably 0.
So you've come to the Margreave and you haven't really tried to find out more about it? Just sort of take it as it
No.
comes?
Yes. Have you not heard of Care of Wanderers?
Yes, they don't last very long. At least not around my kind.
Okay, did she threaten me? Was that a threat?
Yeah, I didn't hear any threat. No.
It
Well, I
seems
mean-
like a very ominous.
Some could see it a threat, some could see it a promise. Depends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy.
She just sort of smirks again at you. And Mom,
I thought this was my story time, not yours. Right.
Continue,
Okay.
Mama Rihanna.
Focus. We're talking about what I did. Yes, well, it's important to understand that the Margreave has hearts. You have your Western heart, you have your Central heart, and the Eastern heart is something a little bit more, well, convoluted at this point. For you see, the Margreave is growing, and as it ages, it gets these different areas going, and the eastern section of the Margreave was just starting to develop. And Baba Yaga, well, she's rather superstitious. Well, aren't we all? And well, there's this little prediction where there's some cause for concern for her. Essentially, well, here's the thing. It goes like this. An eastern heart shall be born, and the great witch shall die. Not exactly a comforting thought for her.
Who is the Great Witch?
Well, my dear, I mean...
You.
No, but thank you. I'm flattered.
You know, I'm in the flattering business.
Well, no, it's definitely not me, dear. More like Baba Yaga. She, if you were to ask anyone in the area, would probably be the first that everyone would think of. As you know,
Oh, yeah.
the Great Witch.
The Eastern Heart that's not far from Lavoca. But she's still around. So what happened? Like, if there's an Eastern, I don't get it.
Well, it's a rather broken heart. That's part of the deal.
Oh.
I helped her. I helped to break it. I helped to divide it. And when we did that, 37 shards went out into the Margreave and sort of became part of people and creatures in the forest. 37 of them, to be exact. This has bought her a little bit more time. For as these creatures live and exist, the chances of the heart regrouping and regrowing are slim. However, as these creatures die, the shards go back to the heart, and it starts to become more and more whole again. So it's my job now, but as you can tell, I'm not exactly the looker I once used to be, to report back to Baba Yaga and let her know if I have located anyone of interest for these creatures, these people who have these shards in them. They are special. There is a quality to them where there's a little bit extra. Sometimes, well, most of the time actually, they don't even know they've inherited this shard. But I've had my suspicions. And the fact that she's here makes me think that Baba Yaga is in agreement with me.
And you see Devada just sort of look at the rest of you and, yes, well, the evidence is all there. She's falling ill. She's corrupted like the forest. She's not healing well, like the forest. People speak of her unique powers and her connection to this grove. You start adding it up.
Josephine is one of these people with a shard.
Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt her in this case if that is the situation.
Yes, chances are she is one of the 37. And chances are,
And she's looking up over her shoulder.
it's best we go into the longhouse now and continue this story, for I feel that there's more that needs to be told, though not by me.
Oh yeah. So, all right, and he's gonna look at Devana. Have you come here to kill Gypsophilia then?
I don't work for Blackteeth, doll. The
Oh,
longer she lives, the better for Baba Yaga.
yeah. Okay, no, yeah, okay. Man, this has gotten
So,
complicated.
so you have come here to ensure her safety?
Well, of course. If anything should happen to Gypsophilia, and should she die, that's one more shard added to the heart. Now, quite frankly, yes, we think she's one of the 37, but we don't know how much of the 37 are actually still left.
Yeah.
It's not an exact science. We didn't get to see where they each landed, so to speak.
Yeah, it's complicated. Well, so I guess we should go inside and, figure out what we're gonna do. There's someone here who's maybe betrayed this place or something. We're supposed to get evidence for him. I don't know how that fits with all this shard business, but Blacktooth, is that the vampire? And Slane's just trying to put pieces together from all the,
No, darling, Blackteeth. Let's just say that he's grandmother's nemesis, where she's terrified of this heart being reunited. He would love nothing more than to have it be the case so that her power fails, leaving the door wide open for a new source of power.
Wait, teeth. He's gonna have a think on the way.
Okay. All right. Ael, was there something you were going to ask?
Just trying to put puzzle pieces together. I think before Devana got close enough to be in earshot, since she had been right next to Mama, I think she would have whispered, "I don't think I like your sister."
Mama would have leaned toward you.
I never liked her either.
But otherwise, just puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Bring these together. So if you're all up for it, you start walking to the longhouse and walk in through those double doors that you've walked in before. You notice that the lighting inside the house, it seems more dimmed than it had in the past. Like the torches aren't even brightly lit. And in the center room, it's been transformed. Instead of it being sort of like a meeting place, you see up towards the back, there's sort of this almost nest where you can tell that Gypsophilia is sort of curled up and sitting there. And you see a few of the other Elseed as well, sort of helping tend to her. Finium is right by her side, as is Faye. And you do see Cal is standing right there in the entrance, and he's got this quick look of delight to see you all walk back in. But then he quickly nods his head as he mutters something about having to go out and check the perimeter one more time. And he leaves as you are going in. And then you take in a new figure for a few of you, sitting right next to Gypsophilia. But Slain, this is not a new figure for you at all.
Well,
and as you walk in closer, you see this old woman with a very long nose, long stringy white hair, skinny knobby-kneed legs, and a grin of iron teeth, looking at all of you as she is literally sitting there sort of patting Gypsophilia's hand in a very maternal gesture.
Ah, Slain, darling.
Hi. Yeah, hi. How are you, Grandma?
Yes. Oh, I've been
The minute the
better.
grandma comes out of Slane's mouth, Maurice's head does a 90-degree turn and is just intently staring at Slane, and then goes right back to this old lady, and it's just going to be on a swivel.
Yeah. I listen. I mean, I don't want to drag family business into this and everything, but I feel like
no. Family business is part of it. It has been.
Thank you, Drain. That's a good point. Listen, and as he's doing this, he's slowly unlacing his boots, and he's like, I thought that we were just playing pranks on each other and everything. I didn't realize that you guys were getting involved with anything like a Queen of Air and Darkness and like. If I'd known, like, if only you told me when I asked, like, then maybe I could have stopped and done something different. Anyway, here are your boots. I feel like they were present, but I don't deserve it anymore. So here you go. Please don't hurt my friends.
First you insult me by leaving a black chicken on my table, and now you're trying
Henrietta could count to 3, and she was my boon companion.
How attached to her were you?
Pretty attached.
Oh.
I cried when I figured out she was dead. I talked to her every day, for weeks.
You have a funny way of showing your love for your companion.
Because I thought you were going to talk to her and find out it was a joke, Grandma. Sorry.
Put the boots back on, Slane, unless you want to make me angrier, Visual.
I mean, I thought you just wanted your gift back because, you didn't like me anymore or something.
I'm not liking how you're acting.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if you just want me to wear the boots, that's kind of weird, but all right. So are you mad at me? Are you going to hurt us?
That all depends on your friends.
Wait, that's very fair at all, Grandma.
Are you offering us to Baba Yaga? I'm assuming it's Baba Yaga. So you offered a chicken there that you liked, and now are you offering friends that you like?
No, I didn't offer you guys anything.
What is going on here?
I never once offered anybody, as a sacrifice. That was your choice, Grandma. Like, you did that, not me, So,
what sacrifice are you talking about, first of all?
I thought you said that you killed the chicken. And also, they think you're going to sacrifice them for some reason.
I would like to point out that you are using the word an awful lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, you would have to sacrifice the chicken for your boots to work better.
Oh, I mean, I grew too attached. She has a name. Yeah.
She's also a very good alarm at the front door. Cackles like crazy.
Oh. I mean, that's fine. I'm great. That's good to know. Like, I'm glad. So if you're not going to hurt us, and first off, I think you shouldn't drag my friends into this at all. Cause I didn't drag them into it either. I purposely left them out of it as best I could, really. But I can see why you might be. All right.
Let Mama talk. See, here's the thing, my darlings. You've already brought yourself into this equation by helping out Gypsophilia and the Grove. By walking into this forest alone, unknowing, not aware of everything. I knew that night when I saw you at the inn, you're ones to keep my eye on. Mama has done a very good job. The metal man. Oh, yes. Very much so. Oh, I'm sorry. You're probably not used to seeing me like such a thing. One moment, please.
And you see her shimmer a little bit. And as the shimmering effect happens, it's almost like someone's tossed a pebble into a reflection in the water. And suddenly, you see this very attractive brunette with very shapely curves and a generous smile and big brown eyes. wearing a barmaid's dress, smiling back at you all. Iron jaws, now looking like normal teeth. Is this a better one for you, darlings? Now do you recognize me? Perhaps I can
What
get you
is
something
around?
back in the kitchen.
The old man told me never to trust a big butt and a smile. It'll get me in trouble. And look where we are. I've been so careful.
Well, your old man wasn't wrong. But
Well,
yes, dears. Hello.
Hello. We've heard a lot of great things about you from Slane.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Slane, you can be a very good boy, but you can be easily misled.
I mean, I just, I don't have a lot of experience with people, so I didn't figure like that anyone was trying to manipulate me.
It seems we are all susceptible to being
Pumpkin
misled.
for a head. I thought he was a joker. I thought he was just like lived under a mushroom or something somewhere.
No.
So, can we make a little ruling as a group of friends that have been out here doing stuff together? Slane, we like you.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little bit less than we did earlier. Okay,
Yeah.
we like you.
Fair.
I don't think we can let you go off on your own anymore.
I mean, I can handle that.
No, because look what's happened several times. Yes, you've spoken very, very highly of your grandmother. However, it seems you may have stepped on some toes a bit.
I mean, I fine with stepping on toes, but also I found out there was a lot of information we found out from him, and it sounds like that we were already wrapped up in this before I went and gave Pumpkin Jack that thing. So, like, I mean, I the way I see it, we were already stuck in.
So the Fae gave you
Dear.
information. Yes.
What about it? Yeah, he'll share it all.
Yeah.
He'll sell everything. Listen.
Oh my god,
Dare I
he's a
ask
snitch.
what exactly it is that this Pumpkin Jack person can do with this candle? There are always ramifications, implications, cause and effect. What does he want with this?
Let's just
I
say
just
that
thought,
that little light of his makes it so it's easier for him to jump out and go boo.
That is not a satisfactory answer. And Maurice is
Well,
going
isn't
to
that
cross
a
his
shame
like-
for you?
I'm afraid so.
Listen, darlings. We're actually on the same side, believe it or not.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna not believe it, but I'm just gonna go with it for now.
I am more open to being convinced, but I must ask, why the subterfuge? Why the deception? Why for so long? If we have been on the same side this whole time.
To prove your worth, darling. You're fresh. You're new. No reputations to work off of. What I need you to help me with is going to be something a little bit more challenging. Once we take care of what's happening here at the Grove, of course.
Okay.
You've certainly started proving that you're getting the idea of how the Margreave works. You have proved your chops, as it is.
I mean, if we've proved how the Margreave works by staying alive, I guess you're correct.
I didn't think you'd last a week. Not even a day, quite frankly, but you have. And along the way, you've made friends. You've made acquaintances. You're developing a reputation.
What do you hoping that we help you with after we're done helping Gypsophilia and the Margreave out.
Oh, lovely. You're a man of reason, aren't you, Jalvane?
Yeah,
1
one
minute, I'm
survives
sorry.
this long. Yes.
Just give me a moment. This is tiresome.
And once again, the rippling water effect goes over her, and she transforms from the attractive Jalisa back into Baba Yaga.
Oh, that's so much better. God, it's tiring. Ugh.
Isn't it?
I mean, I know it's
So
more
great.
pleasing, but quite frankly, you'll have to love me as I am. Isn't that right, Metal Man?
And she taps her teeth, her iron jaws, as she looks at you, Maurice.
It would appear to be the case, yes.
Right, well.
Maurice is also trying to put together the puzzle pieces, but as he's doing that, his gears are actively grinding and clicking louder and louder, as he's clearly overclocking himself, trying to figure out what the hell's happening right now.
And how about you, Leo Wilgalith? You're a very bright young person.
I mean, initially I came out here because, honestly, my brother spends a lot of time out this way. And
Right?
people in it who were good people and then needed help, and then Mama here needed help, and we helped, and then she asked for some more help. I don't mind helping people. And then
That's
there's this
good.
just group.
I know I have a reputation that precedes me, and it's well earned. I won't deny it at all. We all have our light and dark sides. But if you help me with darling Gypsophilia here,
and you see she's sort of just been sitting there quietly and sort of wide-eyed, taking this all in, just listening too.
If we're able to take care of what's happening here in the Grove, get things back to where they need to be, perhaps you can help me make sure that the other 36 are doing all right as well. Their well-being are very much high on my list of priorities. And I can only be in so many places at so many times.
On that, I kind of had a theory I started forming not that long ago, honestly, minutes ago. Because I didn't know about the hearts and the shards and all that stuff. I mean, well, I knew of the hearts within the forest. I didn't know about the shards.
Yes, well, you know, it's one of those things.
What are the chances that each of these places where they're seeing these major disturbances are where these shards are?
That might be something for you to explore. See if maybe the corruption was affecting those with the shards. Or areas where those with the shards had been. Like I said, we don't know where those shards went when it all came down. I just know that I splintered the Eastern Heart like I wanted to. And it's been Mama's job to try and figure out who is who. Do her research, and she's gotten some information. Hence why I've let her keep going in this mortal life of hers that she's chosen, though why she's decided to go with that, I don't quite know, but that is her decision. Provided she keeps helping me.
What was your reasoning?
My reasoning for what?
Breaking the shards.
Because I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my power.
That makes sense now.
Yes.
Some
Yes,
people
it does.
want to experience the whole life. Other people want to see the rest of the world experience it.
You are wiser than you let on, young one. You help me with this little project of mine. You bring some success to it, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with your greatest desires. Or perhaps get you a little trinket that you want.
Are you still gonna try to trick us?
Is the sky yellow?
Sometimes.
Exactly.
I think tricking is her business, Lane.
That's all right. I like tricking. So I just, I want to be clear.
I was about to say, our apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No. I mean, I was trying to, eventually, I was trying to tell you guys how nice they were, just a grandma. But
you could have let us figure out how nice they were and let us decide for ourselves.
Oh, I mean, we could do that now. But there's somebody here in the grove that, we got to find somebody. Somebody let that broke into those tombs and caused the pain, illness that's here, yeah?
Yeah, about that.
Looking for him.
And you actually see, at this point, Finian will sort of step into this. I know that we have a lot more to talk about what you have discovered. That part, we best speak about alone. There is enough going on here where if we start any type of division, it is only going to make matters worse. First, we need to fix the grove. We fix the grove, we help her. Then we can deal with the rest. Faye did catch me up quickly on what you had discovered. And I am very much appreciative of it. And he leans in closer to the rest of you. But if this is something we can take care of without Baba Yaga interfering, that is for the better. I do not want this grove obligated to her for an indefinite time.
I don't know how that's possible.
She has her eye on you to help her with the rest of these individuals. She wants to keep my wife alive.
Mm-hmm.
That is all of her wants at this point. What I don't want is her saying, I can help fix this civil war for you. And then there are more problems as a result. Do we understand that one?
Yeah, so we can ask her for information in regards to helping your wife get better. That's what I meant.
Yeah, Gervain, you gotta take a page out of my book and just do what you think is right without telling anybody.
I ain't doing any pages in your book. I'm not leaving a bookmark. It's not on my bestsellers. It's none of that.
I'm just saying, you could. You don't have to tell anyone. You just,
Slade,
do it.
We just went over this is what got us where we're at currently.
I'm not talking about dragging people out in front. We goes poke our noses around somewhere. See what we can find out.
Slane,
somebody out there open up a tomb.
Very briefly.
Yeah, sure.
I get the sense you spent much of your life on your own, yes? More or less?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That is not the case anymore, as you can see.
Yeah.
And Maurice will kind of do a mini gesture to encompass others. From now on, I think it would perhaps be a good general rule for all of us if nobody did anything without conferring at least one other person.
Oh, definitely. I was talking about all of us going at once, together, to find out. Not just, me, because I do think, on my own, there's a lot of crazy things that happen. But, if we all went, then I think we could find out something useful.
Right. I agree, but...
Why don't we get the information to Infinium? And then we let them do their process with that, because it is a pretty heavy matter from what we've been told.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think
that
we're going to...
pressing, and that we can get to... The sooner we can let them get to handling their stuff, we can work with your grandmother to see if there's any help between her and between Mama and Divana to work on that stuff over with the Dead Druids Run and getting that straightened out and then finding out what's going on with the rest. I really do think this is all tied.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes sense.
So we're waiting on Finium to kind of give us the go ahead if they're gonna solve it. They don't want the Baba Yaga and the Vila to get any more involved than they have, so they'll just sort of like solve this on their own. That's sort of what Finium is telling us.
He's made it very clear. He's okay with Baba Yaga trying to help take care of Gypsophilia.
Yeah.
But in terms of the finding out the who intrigue and all of that, he wants nothing of that to do with her at all.
Sure. I can see that. Yeah. So are they wanting us to stay away from certain areas of the grove because they're looking into the information we passed along, or is it just like just don't tell the
you haven't really had a chance to speak to him about that. He's been quickly updated by Faye. She's quickly updated him on the basic information, so he's got that idea. In terms of the full throttle game plan, no, you have not had that chance to have that conversation because Baba Yaga is sitting just a little bit out of earshot, or at least playing that she's out of earshot. You do have Mama standing next to you.
I mean, we have a distraction for her. If you want.
Yeah.
What would
For Yorick. Something's going on with that man. I don't know what. She might be able to help him. He's the type who would be willing to take her help.
So
perhaps introduce the two, see if maybe it's a match, and she might get out of our hair for a little bit.
Sure, that sounds like a good idea. We'll just give her a werewolf.
She likes them.
Okay, so
Does seem appropriate.
The game plan, everyone. Let's just figure out our next steps here. We got a whole bunch of information. We have multiple ways to get this to go, but I think the wisest one right now is we talk to Baba Yaga to figure out how we can help Gypsophilia. We introduce Baba Yaga to Yorick. And after we get that information, we do something about Gypsophilia's condition. Once that's over, we apparently need to go back to Baba Yaga to see if she needs help with something afterwards.
Oh, she's going to want you to follow up. There's no way you're going to tell her, let me think on it and not get back to her. If you don't go to her, she's going to come back to you.
Yeah. So I get the impression that healing the village, the grove, is going to require dealing with dead druids. Run. And the grove has to be healed for Gypsophilia to be healed, right? That's your theory, Eogolith, right?
Well, or the grove needs to be healed for Gypsophilia to heal. I'm not sure
Jesus, not
affecting which. It's a feedback between one into the other here. It definitely starts at that run and what's there.
Yeah.
We need more information on what vampire lords were buried there. We need to know which one's out. I don't know if Lady Mercane can talk to us. Like I said, it would be great if we could try to talk to her in friendly terms instead of just going into her river this time.
Sure, maybe we can call her up from the shore or something. Maybe. Anyway, but we can set up a distraction for
to give us some sort of power over the Lady Mercane, something she wants, perhaps.
Also, who is Lady Mercane? I'm not clear.
Oh, so when you were in the water and we were all being attacked by those lovely spirits and stuff, I'm sure you dumped that in the water. Those were from her. She is this spirit there who was very, very upset about us being in the river and
that's right.
Water. So we don't want to anger her again. On that matter, I think.
Or do we?
No.
How many witchy bitches do you want to get pulled into this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
At a later time on your own and antagonize her yourself on your own time. I'm not going to stop you. That's your choice. You're very curious. I know this. But I think with this, it really would be best to talk to her calmly. And honestly, what we can offer her, she made that clear. She wants that Karen fixed.
The Karen is the statue? Or
Yes.
the...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of
The
those
burial place, Karen.
Yeah, how are we going to fix that? Do we know if we should probably ask Baba Yaga that?
That's what I was thinking.
Right. Also,
I mean, we don't know how old she is. In a way, she's ageless, and yet not.
Right.
But I have a feeling she might know a bit more about that.
Mama Rihanna, are
Yes?
we, as long as one, roll with me here, as long as one is in the Margreave, it's pretty much almost like an obligatory service to keep serving Baba Yaga as long as you preside in her domain. Is that correct?
You want to keep her happy.
Sure. Once someone leaves the Margreave Forest, are you still under that obligatory service?
Depends
Does
on how
anyone
you
leave the
leave.
Margreave Forest?
Oh,
Right.
of course, yes. Others have come
Okay.
and gone. Some have, made alliances with her and stayed on her good side. Others, really not so much at all.
Just
and
checking.
she doesn't exactly stay in the Margreave itself, don't forget.
Freedom
Much
is
like
a
you
big...
wander, she likes to wander as well.
Right, freedom's a big thing for me, so I just want to make sure if I ever decide to leave that I can actually leave, because while Baba Yaga's great, I don't want to be, I guess, in Slane's predicament, so just figuring that out.
I don't see myself as in any kind of predicament.
Slane's less of a predicament and more of an upbringing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to leave. It's nice here.
As I've mentioned, my brother does have a house out here somewhere. It's been a while, but I mean, I've never heard him make mention of Baba Yaga either negative or positive. So I'm sure there are people who exist here who just manage not to get on her bad side, and I think that's the big thing, generally.
Right.
You're right.
But it seems like we're on at least a side now, which probably means we're somewhat connected to her. Where your brother isn't part of a side because he hasn't met with her. We don't have that. I was just checking.
Know it. Honestly.
Let's just put it this way. She's very good at holding grudges.
Oh, yeah.
And she's very much, well, I don't want to say guilt by association, but a certain someone may have taken some testing steps on his own, perhaps, that have put you on her radar.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I mean, like, we were getting drinks from her before any of this started. And, it's not as if there's all kinds of weird things out there that you cut deals with. And, like, I think we should just distract her, then talk to Finium. That's his name, yeah.
I just want to know the level of servitude that we're obligated to now. That's all I wanted to know. Because first, I didn't know I was...
We should talk
in
to her.
servitude.
Try that.
I do recommend speaking with her. The more you find out, the more you'll know what you're working with. Just remember,
All right.
she likes to speak in riddles too. All right?
Oh, yeah. Everything
So
here
just
must
be
speak in riddles.
Careful. Well, it makes things more interesting for us this way.
Mm-hmm.
These are my guess.
Is she aligned with the Fae at all? I mean,
Mama? Baba Yaga?
I can't say.
Oh, depends on her mood. Right now, I know she's not too thrilled.
Well, on that note, gang, are we ready to go talk to the
big lady
the
herself?
lady in charge? Right.
All right, my dears. I will support you however I can. But this is going to have to be your agreement with her.
Oh,
I can't be a loophole for you. I can't create them for you.
I mean, I can't say it would be terrible, at least from where I'm standing. if she was slightly upset, because honestly, the forest feels kind of like home now.
I think you and I need to have a little chat later, my dear. But that's for later. You go speak to Baba Yaga. I am right behind you, literally. All right.
All right.
And she gives you kind of like a little nudge forward. And hello to our raiders. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to have you here.
Hey.
And she almost like, I don't want to bring up the chickens because, hey, Henrietta, but kind of like, someone going shooing some hens in front of them. She sort of does the same, like, moves you forward. And you can see that Finium, he's sort of split the difference. He's standing where he can kind of keep an eye on the conversation you've been having, but also keep an eye on Gypsophilia and Baba Yaga. At this point, Gypsophilia has fallen asleep, and Baba's just sort of sitting there watching you. Not really any expression on her face, but she is watching you. What would you like to do?
Hey, Baba Yaga. Good to see you again.
You're such a flatterer, Javane.
So I've been told.
Yes. So, what do you think? Have we a deal? You're willing to come on and be my helpers with the situation?
I mean, doesn't seem like we have much of a choice, but I do know that most of us want to help Gypsophilia out for the moment. So.
All right.
Jermaine's worried that something really bad's gonna happen to him. He's heard a lot of bad things about you, and I think it's an unfair reputation.
Why are you throwing me under the bus already, Slane?
I mean, I wasn't throwing you under the bus. I was just letting you know.
Under the horse. Why are you throwing me under the horse?
Charisma,
under the cart.
Just
I think
give
that
peace of mind or something.
As you're all talking, Baba has been watching each of you.
Before
Yeah,
we get
concerned
into
about what's... Go ahead, yeah.
Before we get into any of this, you said something earlier. Those
I
myths
say lots of
and
things.
yeah, I'm learning this quickly. Those myths with the memory stuff we've all been experiencing, from what I understand. Is that a you thing? Because you said something that I hadn't told anyone.
Yeah, the dreams thing? Is that what you're talking about? Has she been... Wait, have you been... Are you the whole thing with the dreams and the... Okay, whatever you're doing right there, I don't like that. Why are you acting nonchalant?
It's my forest, darling. I do whatever the hell I want.
Oh man, I can't wait to get out of this forest. Tell you what.
Poor Jermaine.
Jermaine's like, nope.
One of those moments where you're like, would my character stay?
If I may ask, the rest that has plagued my farm on a regular basis, was this also your doing?
No, that's the force trying to get used to you.
The forest does have its own little quirks and personality. Sometimes we work together, if you will, or I'll work with what it's doing. But like I said, I wanted to test your merit. I wanted to see if you have the potential I thought you might have for this little venture I'm willing to get in with all of you.
All right, hey, Baba Yaga. So, 1, we need to help out Gypsophilia. 2, we probably need to help you out with something that you need to do. And 3, for me, I don't know about the rest of the group. Ewa seems that she loves the forest. Slane, kind of bound here already. Maurice, you're kind of praising the god there. after this thing that we do for you, after helping out Gypsophilia, that thing, after that, is there a way I can get some sort of like freedom pass to kind of come and go as I wish? Because I'm feeling really hesitant right now about just all of this.
Your wandering blood is making itself known. You're concerned that you are going to become indebted to me.
Oh, yeah.
It all depends
Are we
on the
alright?
agreement.
Gotcha. All right, well, first things first. Do you know any information that can help us speak to the Lady of the River at the Dead Druid's Run?
Why would you want to speak to her?
Because she's the one who might know info about fixing your forest back to the state that it used to be, which I think you're in favor of, which in turn helps out Gypsophilia.
I'm all for helping out Gypsophilia, making sure she has a nice long life. Absolutely.
What were you saying, Ewell?
That wasn't exactly what I'd said about Lady Margreave. I don't think her thing is necessarily the forest. Her thing is making sure that whatever is in those cairns stay there and aren't messed with. And it got messed with. And then we went in and messed with it without even thinking, hey, maybe there's something here already that watches over this stuff that might be angry if we just go in.
But we
I
have to
have
figure
no
out how to
idea what
repair.
you're talking about.
Aren't we supposed to figure out how to repair the thing that was messed with?
You're saying that one of the stones is broken, right?
Correct.
All right. That is fixable. If you want to make sure that the strength of the run is preserved, I can very easily help you understand what will need to be done in that situation. However, I have a feeling that there's still some things about that first need to be taken care of before you can address that step.
All right.
Whatever.
Lay it on us.
Tell me what you know first.
That is, with all due respect, an incredibly broad question. If you could perhaps narrow it down.
You're getting on my nerves.
I apologize, but I am a servant of many gods, and as such I have learned when it is good to be precise, when it is good to be vague. Surely you can respect this, yes?
I can enjoy the fact that you have learned that you need to be careful about your choice of words in a conversation with someone with more power than you.
Exactement.
There you go. What facts do you have about the Dead Druid Run? What have you learned about it?
We know that the statue was somehow broken, thus releasing some sort of vampiric lord in the form of crimson mist that's been messing around in your forest.
No, that's not how it works. They don't just turn into a crimson mist. There's more to that.
I guess the time of day mattered, because apparently it was morning when he was released.
Oh, good lord. Whoever released that lord was an idiot. Yes.
Yeah.
Free the weekend vampire lord in daylight. Very smart.
Yeah, I don't know what type of idiot would do it, but it did happen, and we just want to fix it.
You have a crimson mist that is floating around the Margreave, then. Yes?
Right. Yes.
And we kind of have a rough idea where, based on investigation we did prior to finding out where the mist actually centered from. When we first started investigating for Infinium and Gypsophilia, we'd been in the forest for a little bit. I'm sure you already knew that. And we'd encountered a couple other places that seemed to have been affected. And so there was this idea that maybe more places than what we knew about had. So we sent out word and we found out that indeed quite a few. That's kind of where my theory on maybe that's where these shards are comes from, is tying those two things together. But with that, we kind of...
Go ahead. I like what you're saying.
But with that, we also kind of know where the mist has been following. If that mist is what's left of this vampire, the form they're stuck in now because they were released at the time they were. I'm guessing what we would need to do is figure out a way to, I don't know, bottle them or something to get them back into the cairn.
Which leads me to my point, or the question I wanted to ask. You've been here for a very long time. Were you here when the vampire lord showed up the first time? Because from the stories we were told, they were put there when they were dealt with. And how did people deal with them the last time? Because I figure it's probably going to be the same this time.
A sacrifice. You're going to need a
Okay.
sacrifice.
Like a chicken sacrifice,
Of a
or like...
No.
Okay.
It's more than a chicken. You need the sacrifice of someone willing. A soul for a soul, so to speak. The strength of their integrity will keep the other part in control. 5
Jervain does a
rules.
fast glance towards Slain. Just a real fast one. And then right back to Baba Yaga.
He's pensive.
5 druids willingly gave up their lives to help contain these lords. 5 of them. One of the stones is now compromised. One of the vampire lords was released erroneously at the wrong time of day, so to speak. Now it is in a form that just goes around causing chaos and corruption. I wouldn't bottle it up if I were you. That's not going to solve your problem.
So,
But you do need something. How do you watch Jave?
How do we stop? How do we get the Lord? And then, because the sacrifice has to be made to repair the statue, but I assume the Vampire Lord has to be there too. So one, we have to take care of the Vampire Lord, and then the sacrifice thing.
You like to work with a lot of assumptions.
Okay, I'll stop talking.
What do you think, Slane?
I mean, the glyphs on the inside of the cairn weren't. They had nothing in them. They need some kind of force to keep them sustained over that time. So you'd have to. I mean, if its body's there, if that's where it's anchored, then it might draw it back once the trap was, reset. If soul's there, if it's bound to the other one, it might be drawn to it. That's my best guess.
More those with the souls, exactly. More the ones who have the souls are key to the enchantment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so...
You need a willing soul to fix that stone.
Entomb themselves.
The cat is already out of the bag, all right?
Yeah.
You will need to take care of that mist. There's no question about that. But to fix the circle itself, you will need a willing individual to sacrifice their life to become part of the enchantment to keep the other 4 in control.
Yeah. willing sacrifice. So, yeah. So that's what we require to get the Vampire Lord back.
Well, and from the sounds of it, to power the sigils, and then in turn to strengthen hold of the rest. So what I'm understanding is that these other ones could actually get out much easier right now.
The
It'll
whole
be easier
system's
for
weak.
others to let them out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Your lock is not holding as true as you would like. There's a weak link in the chain. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
That circle needs to be strengthened again. You're not getting that lord back in there. It's no longer a lord.
It's a mist.
It's this thing. Exactly. It's a shadow of what it once was. Best way to describe it.
Right. Okay. So there's that.
But you still need someone to take the first druid's place, to re-strengthen your chain, to fix the lock.
I think we have some discussing to do in the group, because I don't think, no disrespect to you, great Baba Yaga, but I think if our group has to come to a decision, it might be better that we do it without your influence around.
You had better be persuading this one. Do you want to intimidate Baba, or do you want to persuade her?
Persuade? I intimidating an old witch? Are you kidding me?
I intimidating that woman? You nuts?
Alright, so that's that. And okay, thank God for being Carved Wanderer. 21.
Okay. She, I understand that you need to talk with each other. Perfectly fine. So I'm not exactly willing to just completely step out of the picture while you run around and do your thing.
You're always part of the picture, apparently, though.
Yes, but sometimes it's better that you're fully aware that I'm there as opposed to just sort of sitting in. Nor do I want you resisting me on it. That's only going to make things go longer.
You're right.
But
That's the point.
go and talk.
We're in your forest.
Go and talk with your friends.
Okay.
Gervain.
Yes, Abel.
And it was specifically 5 druids before. Is that something that would still be true, that it would need to be a druid? Because I feel like that might be important there.
You are not wrong. You are a very bright young fae. Well done, dear. Very well done.
I didn't go to school for nothing.
I don't think you'll need the school so much anymore if you ask me. But what do I know? Go and talk. Then come back to me.
Thank
You have
you,
10 minutes.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. That is a very new one there, Gervain. Mama, I believe he wants to speak with you. Eh? Oh! Right! Come this way. Come this way. We'll talk some more. Come. Jesus Christ, Gervain, you just come on this way. And she sort of ushers you back. Oh, but one more thing, Baba. I was hoping perhaps that maybe you might be able to help out another fellow. Actually, he hired them. Remember, Riorik, the tall, dark, handsome, broody kind, just your type, in all forms? Yes, I actually do remember that one. Right. Well, he's having some issues of the lycanthropic variety. Perhaps you can help him
with this? Because I've tried and no luck. Well, I'm interested. Why don't I go out and take a look while you all talk about things? And she'll get up, and you'll realize that what she's been sitting on has not been a chair, but it's been her mortar and pestle. And she hops into it and zips out of the longhouse with Mama, as Mama's going to lead her over to Reorg. So this is the first time you have the longhouse to just yourself. Finium has been standing there kind of like tennis match mode, just ping pong, back and forth. Gypsophilia is still sleeping. And Faye has been standing in one of the corners, just sort of taking everything in as well. Whereas the others have kind of been sort of dismissed as the conversation took a turn for something more political, if you will.
Yeah.
Gervain just starts pacing across, like, around the room, just like that speedy, like, he doesn't know what to do. He's just, like, pacing around.
I mean, is this your first time getting caught up in a cosmic being's manications and schemes, Gervain?
Yes, as a ghost knight, this is like the number one thing. Like, don't do it ever.
Oh,
and I'm in it.
Man, I hear about this stuff all the time. Like it just happens. Like fact of life.
This is your reality. It's not mine. Like, you were born into this. I wandered my silly little self.
I was born. I thought the Creve had a ton of stories about Bobby Yaga, but I guess, did you like her?
As much as I need to, yeah.
Okay, good. And now that she's gone, Slain would like to speak freely with Finium. Just how they can help, whether they want our help at all, that kind of thing.
Okay. So, I am not going to be the one to say that you need to jump into this agreement with her. That is not my decision to make for any of you. Right now, if we can figure out how to help my wife and how to fix the grove, that is my focus. That is all I am expecting of any of you.
Yeah. So about this Alcide who broke open the cairn, maybe is it all right if we poked our noses around and see what we could see discreetly? We don't want to cause a stir, but I feel like there's some secrets.
With all due respect, I would very much like to cause a stir, as you put it. We do not have very much time. Giusephilia is not well. How many days could we spend investigating as she languishes there, dying along with the grove? I say perhaps we levy a direct accusation.
Gentlemen, you have been given very clear, specific directions by Baba Yaga herself. She has told you to take care of the mist, and the mist will then fix the issue.
Yeah.
Your life, it sounds like. Let us first take care of the mist. That, I feel, is the crux of our problem for right now.
All right.
If we try to go investigating, it is only giving this mist more time to do whatever damage it might.
She must know something about it, though. Is how I feel. Someone does not simply take it upon themselves one day to go out and break an ancient cairn in hopes that perhaps something interesting will happen. That is not how a crime like this happens. She was informed. She was made aware by someone. By who?
And that is all information we can better gain when we get some stability back into the grove.
Yeah.
Right now, you are working with my people who are terrified.
This is what you guys want. Yeah, we don't want to cause a stir. Any more than we have.
Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I mean, you came up with the druid idea, which, that was better than what I was thinking. Do you have any ideas Like, I can't even process who would willingly do that.
Jealousy, anger, the feeling of losing something that you feel you were entitled to one way or another will lead people to do a lot of things that make no sense. We already know there are books here with information and people with information from studies. I think that's about all we can say on that right now, because yes, the focus does need to be taking care of this mist. There's a good, to my understanding, that you and the rest of most of the Grove is going to stay here to handle this stuff here. Day-to-day life goes on. I'm pretty sure if we're going to get Baba Yaga's help with this, because she has offered, and I think it's something we could use, and it sounds like it is just as important to her that Gypsophilia is well taken care of as the rest of this stuff is handled.
Amphibium is still here.
Maybe we go out and we get the help we can from her on handling that. We give you what information we have so you can do your investigation while we're doing that, and maybe take care of two things at the same time. Because I understand it is very, very serious with what we found.
I mean, sadly, what I'm thinking about right now, the two seem related, and the way to solve the problem seems related, but it's not pretty, and it's not something I want to discuss with people outside of our group right now.
What are you talking about?
The bit with the druids thing, okay. Well, yes.
That part.
I don't even know if the people that we have that the information has pointed us to are druids, and the thing is, it's supposed to be willing. If we sit there and say, hey, you have to do this, this is not the same.
Exactly. I'm just saying I'd love to speak in private at some point, because I have an idea, but it's not a great, there's a sense of loss that's going to come from it.
Well, that's
Do you need me to leave you all alone? Is that what you're saying, Jove?
I think so.
All right. I will give you some time. But I'm going to say this. Do not falsely trying to suss out the who while this grove is in confusion. We have Baba Yaga among us. That alone has set my people on edge. The fact that there are now brown leaves blowing all around us, they know that the grove is not doing well. They know that Gypsophilia is not doing well. For priority's sake, we need to take care of the grove and her first, and then we can get to the guilty party.
Right. That's my plan too.
All right. I will be back in a few minutes. Faye, you ought to come with me. Let them have the house to themselves for a little bit. I am not moving Gypsophilia, but she is very much asleep. Just whisper.
All right. Once they leave, I'm gonna try and get the rest of the group to like a corner away from Gypsophilia, and like speak at my lowest. Oh, go ahead.
There's actually a very good area. It's this little hallway to the side when you first enter, and it's where there are 3 antlers hung on display. And if you remember, Faye had said that part of their trial process is exile, upon which the antlers are cut off from the guilty LC party.
And it had only happened 3 times that she knew of.
Yep. But that little hallway would be a perfect place to tuck away.
No guards, no groveling people there, right?
No grovelings.
I feel like the people that we're trying not to be overheard by could just overhear us if they wanted to anyway. I don't know what we're doing with these sneaking suspicions here.
I'm about to say some effed up shit. Like Gervain's about to say some effed up shit that could kill him on spot, like here in the Grove. That's what it's like. I need a private place. Everyone's trying to get in the business.
Yeah. Whenever you feel safe, Gervain. What do you got to say? You know.
Oh,
so I whisper as low as I can for the rest of the group. I think the best way to take care of this, like, One, I think Faye is the immediate descendant of Gypsophilia. Gypsophilia is not doing well. I believe Gypsophilia is a druid. She would probably do anything to save her grove. It's not the best equation here, but I feel like she'd be the only person willing. That's why I didn't want Finium in the room.
Okay, but what we know is we also can't have that, because if she goes, that means that shard goes back, and that strengthens all these other things. If my theory is right, that's absolutely no.
Does Faye not inherit the shard?
We don't know.
That's not what they've seen happen. It's not that it goes into and it goes to the next person that would inherit it. It goes back.
Okay.
What if perhaps, rather than exile, we ask the elders to perhaps give the guilty party the option to sacrifice one of themselves to spare the other? It is a mother and a daughter, yes?
We don't know that they are themselves druids. We know that is a big part of the equation here. It needs to be.
They were priestesses. They were under consideration for taking the positions that Gypsophilia has. That means they must have the same training, yes? And I am sure that one or the other would be willing to sacrifice their lives in atonement to undo the damage they have done and spare the life of the other, of course.
I mean, it could, but I know you know how magic works just as much as I do. And this is... Excuse me.
I thought it was a duck outside. Don't worry.
All them ducks.
It is very, very powerful magic, and I don't think any form of coercion is going to be a benefit.
I don't believe there is much of a distinction between asking Gypsophilia to sacrifice herself and asking this mother to sacrifice herself. When it comes to magic and contracts, you're right. Distinction is very clear. But where is the line between coercion and natural choice?
I mean, the only other person I can think of is Faye, but she's young, right? And relatively. Like, she would probably want to save her mom in the grove, but it doesn't seem like she's supposed to bear the responsibility already.
Well, I mean, that's sort of the whole point of it, though. If it's her choice to do it, then that's the point of the free will, the magic of the sacrifice. Like, I mean, I don't know, I somebody's got to do it, right? And if it was me, I think I would. But I don't think the forest. We're friends, but I just don't know that it would work yet. But maybe somebody's got to do it, right? And if she wants to save her mom, then that's her choice. Not saying it has to be her. But who else?
I mean, I guess we can meet with her by herself without Finium around, because I feel like, right, if she makes the choice, she makes the choice. Like, I don't want to influence her in any other way.
I mean, I think we should at least talk to them about it, because if this is the way that their mom's healed, then they need to know that this is the way. And not necessarily put it that it has to be them, but
What about Finium himself? Is he qualified as a druid? I am more than certain that he would sacrifice himself to save not only the life of his wife, but also his grove and prevent the sacrifice going to his daughter.
And then leave that kind of power vacuum behind? Absolutely not. And that's the same issue with going to Faye with that, is the vacuum that leaves. They're already going to be dealing with the aftermath of what happened at the cairn. That's my feeling is that's off the table.
And so I go back to perhaps we should suggest a sacrifice as a punishment for the crime. If exile is so terrible, I am prone to believe the mother would sacrifice herself to spare that fate for her daughter.
I mean, it sounds like we have three options here. We have Maurice's plan of conviction, and hopefully they are willing. We have Faye, and then we have geez, I'm blanking on his name, Phidium, who we don't know is a druid. But those are the three that we have. That's the only way we fix this.
Were I a
We
druid,
have
I would
more.
step into the
Slay,
stones
slay.
myself.
Slain, I'd like you to do an insight check on Finium.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
No, Finium's not there.
No, he's not here. I didn't think so. That's a 16.
All right, so Slain, you would know just from having watched Finium and the things he does, you know very well that he is a ranger. He's not a druid.
Yeah,
He's very much based as a ranger. So that's knowledge you would have obtained having been around him.
Okay, yeah. I'm not sure that Finium's the kind of sacrifice to need, and Aelith, I don't. What are you gonna suggest something? You look serious.
We have another one.
Okay.
No.
No, I mean, I don't understand what.
It
I am also at a loss.
It would not leave any sort of vulnerability to the grove. They would not be losing when they're leaders.
So, who is it?
Not asking someone to either give up their mother or give up their child, and therefore coercing it.
It's a permanent thing, though.
It's not tainting the type of magic that from all my time in school is needed for something like this to work and hold long term. Like this is needed.
So, what you're saying is that trial wouldn't help with the magic, or it would? I'm sort of trying to figure out what you're saying, Elo.
We don't have time to wait for the trial first. We've already been over that. To take care of this.
Right.
Or time to wait for someone else to make a decision.
So if it isn't Faye and it's not the accused family, then who is it?
Unless I am very wrong, I believe perhaps our good friend Ialagas is volunteering herself for the sacrifice.
So it sounded like to me.
I didn't know that you were a druid, Elo.
I didn't know until recently. It might be why I had all the troubles I had in school.
Oh, shit.
Melt.
I mean, this is not even supposed to be our problem as a group. Like, we just ran up in here. Like, why did this become our thing? Like, it shouldn't involve you. I feel like...
I think this has always involved me, possibly. How many times have I talked about my brother and his friends here, and the times we'd come out here and foolishly play as children?
The divines work in very mysterious ways, aligning stars to form patterns we cannot even see. Not first Swiss, at least. It is possible that all of this was somehow predestined.
Yeah.
Me, my whole thing with my warlock was pretty damn selfish. Maybe it wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. Maybe this is also a way to break it up now.
I mean, I just need to think. I wasn't ready to lose someone from the group already. I mean, I still don't want to. I feel like we should still... I don't know. I feel like we should find something other way.
I think every other way takes a lot of time, and we've already... it's already... The longer we wait, the longer the Crimson Mist is going to be out there, and Gypsophilia might die, and, like, I don't like it, but Aeolus seems pretty intent. You know, I mean, I don't know. The forest, it speaks to you in weird ways and, connects with you in weird ways, and you'd be part of it if you were there, if I understand it right. Yeah. I support you. If you, whatever you need, if this is what you feel like you're meant to do, then I feel like it'd be wrong to oppose you on it. So whatever you need, if this is what you want to go through with.
I agree with Slane, but I still want to feel that you feel supported at any point. If you want to back out of this at any time, I will put you on to Little Czar and we'll just ride the fuck out of here.
Oh boy, if we go down this path, I don't think there's backing out. That would be bad. You just said you didn't want to be indebted or in trouble with Baba Yaga at all, and that is definitely how you do that. I appreciate how we're on that, but once we're set, that's gonna be that. And I really think this is about the only option at this point that makes any sort of sense.
Okay. The offer still stands even though it's meaningless to you.
It's not meaningless. It's not. Thank you.
Maurice would like to kind of step his way in front of Yalagath and put his giant metal hands on her shoulders. You are perhaps the bravest person I have ever met. I will not offer you a way out. I will only offer you my support.
Okay. So
Suddenly you hear the crashing of the double doors flying open, and you see Cal searching the room, clearly looking for all of you. And when he is finally spotting you down that curious hallway that, quite frankly, many DLC don't even want to walk into, he comes rushing towards you all. Quickly, you must come with me. Finium has asked me to come and get you. There's something that is happening in Al's clearing. We must get over there now, right away.
okay.
We need your help. It is urgent. Please.
Allons-y.
And he will... well, he's actually going to quickly pull you up on top onto his back and start cantering away with you as the rest of you follow suit. And he is going to lead you on top. So I kind of figured we got little Zara out doing his thing too. And so he charges and you all follow as he takes you into the woods of the grove itself. And as you start going through the grove, you'll notice that an area that you do remember being a vivid, gorgeous blend of golds and reds and yellows has suddenly become very dim and dull in color. And you're hearing the crunching of leaves underneath his cloven hooves as well as your own feet. And you're actually seeing the sky through some of the branches that are now completely bare. And as you start coming into what is known as Al's clearing, Crazy Al is basically, the fellow who's back there, you see the Alliamites that you assisted now fighting these very strange, almost stump-like creatures. And you can see that already there are already 3 lost to you on the ground of the Alliamites as they fight these 2 stump forms, and Finium is already there fighting against them. And as soon as he hears Cal coming up, he turns around and shouts to you, "We must quickly stop these right now. They are taking over the forest. Please. I know there is much that must be done, but right now, these need to be stopped."
I'm gonna go charging ahead in front of Ewell and Cal, just to kind of set up some sort of front part and engage, because I'm just trying to make sure.
Let's... Yeah. So everyone's gonna jump in and start fighting? Then we need some initiative, please.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, folks! I bet you thought it was all gonna be RP tonight.
Boom.
I think this is the longest running number of episodes I've had to keep the same accent from Maurice so far.
It's getting close, and I'm thinking about it. Okay, so AOL, what did you get?
Ooh.
14.
14. Maurice?
Big old 19.
19. Slain?
22.
Ooh, Slain. Gervain?
19. We're all gassed up.
All right. Who has the higher dex between Maurice and Gervain?
It's not Maurice.
It's not. Okay, so... All right, that'll work. So then what we're going to have here is... Oh, and what's his? Because you and Finium got the same there, AOL.
4.
His dexterity is a 4. So I'm guessing he's going to a 4?
4.18.
Well, I didn't get the average, so I didn't do that. I rolled on my own. So do you want to go first, or do you want him to go before you? I'll leave it up to you.
He's there. It makes sense that he would go first.
Okay, so then we have Slain, Gervain, Maurice, Finium, Aol, Cal goes after AOL, and then the stump creatures, the blights, are going to go at the very end again. You lucked out with that one. Okay, so Slain, you see these two stumps that have basically done quick work of the Aleumites. In fact, as soon as the Aleumites see that you have arrived, they quickly begin to disengage and back off as quickly as they can without damage to themselves if possible, realizing that they are very sorely overpowered, but seeing backup come in, they know better than to try and keep going.
Well, Slain is going to call upon the name of Shamal the West Wind and dart forward, and he draws his hatchet in one hand and is going to if it looks like Gervain is headed towards a specific one, he'll try to keep in tandem with Gervain.
Gervain, left or right?
In my head, I was imagining that we were riding up through it, and I was gonna go left.
Okay, so then Slain, that would mean the right one's open.
Okay, then I'll do the right one then. Yeah, gotcha. And keep them both occupied then. And so between Dread Ambusher and Zephyr Strike, I get an extra attack and advantage, and an extra 2d8. So sweet. All right. Here's my first attack.
I love Rangers.
Oh, I know. And that is going to be a 11 plus some number. Oh, yeah, 11 plus 7 for, that one says 18 to hit.
Yeah, hit. Yeah, hit.
All right. And then the extra attack, a 20 to hit.
20 will absolutely hit.
All right, and I'd like to make a bone. Oh, I already used my bonus action. Never mind. So those are my only two. I'm gonna roll my damage.
Okay.
So 13 and ooh, wow, 13 plus. Good grief, that is a lot. Between the two attacks, it's 32 damage slashing.
Damn, Slain!
Jeez.
All right, so Slain, as you rush forward, you feel yourself sort of connected more with the grove, as if the grove is trying to make sure that you have the fullest strength possible. And both of your strikes fall true, and you slash through the bark of the Shadow Blight, and it almost seems to disintegrate, as if it's just something that's left as a hollow shell. And you can see that you've done some significant damage to it. It is still standing upright, but it is sort of half the creature it used to be, so to speak. All right. So that's going to then take us to Gervain. You have just watched Slain make some pretty decent work of Righty. What are your plans for Lefty?
So me and little Czar. Czar's going to try and bite it first, followed by me stabbing it, and then him doing a claw swipe at it. So this will be for Czar first. Czar is not ready. 7. I imagine a 7 doesn't hit.
Misses
and then
completely.
I will use my spear. Wow, I'm just emotional today. 1 for Gervain.
Okay, roll again one more time to make sure you don't drop that spear.
Oh boy. That is going to be a 8.
All right, you don't drop it.
Zar's going to swipe again, and that is going to be a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
All right, and that's going to be a whopping 5 points of slashing damage. You know, Gervain's just doing the most today.
Hey, it's some damage. So as blanking on names. Sorry, looking at a lot of NPCs. Olsen. So as little Czar gets in that second swipe, you see again, sort of like how Slain's damage was. You see the bark sort of flaking off the side of the Shadow Blight, and it sort of disintegrates in air as it's whittled away from it. But that is all of your turn, which takes us now to Maurice.
How far apart from each other are righty and lefty?
20 feet.
Just outside of shatter range, eh? Just outside of shatter range. Okay. I think the one in front of Gervain, Maurice will just kind of point at it, and his whole core is going to start the whole winding process. He'll glow pink hot, and then white hot, and then eventually a bolt of light will streak out of his form towards it. And I'm going to cast that at 2nd level, and just hope for the best here.
Okay.
That is not a roll. That's just what the spell does. Hang on.
Yeah.
I can push buttons. It is at 2nd level, so oh no, it's only 12.
Oh, okay, so as you get yourself geared up and set, and the intensity builds and builds and builds to this streaking hot white light, your guiding bolt shoots out. However, it just grazes past your target, leaving it unharmed. And then that moves us to... Oh, I got a shift. Now we're moving over to Finium, and Finium is going to use his longbow because he can. Where's my D8? There we go. All right, and he does strike true. So let's get that in there. I just rolled for him manually, and then it's going to be sorry, bear with me. So he got a 19 plus 4, so he's definitely, or 19 plus 9, so he's definitely hitting it. So it's going to be 12 points piercing going against the Shadow Blight, and he's aiming it towards the one lefty. So you see this arrow land directly into the dead center of the Shadow Blight, and it starts creating like this fissure in the middle of it. So this crack sort of develops from the top and from the bottom and out to the sides of where this arrow has struck this creature, weakening it just a little bit more. And that is going to be his turn, which will then take us to Aowell.
Okay. Aowell is going to go ahead and cast Legion. Hello, it's here. Which does a thing. It's a thing.
It does a thing, and that'll definitely, because that was a crit, my dear. So yeah. Oh, this is pretty cool. So we're looking at 20 points. Am I doing that math right?
Yeah, that's 20 points of necrotic.
Damn, AOL. Okay, so describe what this looks like, and who are we attacking, lefty or righty, with this one?
This is a 10-foot cube. How far apart are they? I missed that bit.
They're 20.
They're 20. We'll go with the one on the right.
Okay.
And so, thinking this one looks a little bit different from the rest of her magic, given what it does. Her eyes kind of roll back, and she points, and you see a bunch of shadowy soldier-type figures start popping up around the one on the right. Their features are kind of grotesque and twisted, almost as if they had once been living and they've since been corrupted. And now whenever a creature starts its turn inside the cube, within 5 feet of it, or enters the cube, the first time on its turn, the shades are going to attack using the melee spell modifier stuff. Anything that's in there right now is going to go ahead and take that, as well as the terrain inside that is difficult. So those things are going to lash out on the right.
Okay. So then as these creatures start to attack, it's almost as if they're whittling away at this creature, and it grows smaller and smaller and smaller. Was this a direct copy from the book, Emaret?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm wondering, does it say anything further about whether it attacks your party members, or
it
doesn't
say? It says whenever a creature.
Whenever a creature. Slain, you were attacking, correct?
I think I was attacking. Was it the left or the? Oh yeah, I guess it was the right one.
It was the right one.
Okay.
What were you using? Were you using your
hatchet and claws?
So you were right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Okay. Because of the way this is worded, a creature.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'd say he's. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So Slain, you were also
what's the save on
it?
So I think as
he gets a bloody spell attack against me.
I was gonna say,
what was that?
She sees hit Slain too. She's probably gonna get a look of horror because nope, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
I got
then,
16 AC.
Well,
she got it. She got a crit on this one. She got a crit on this one.
Nice. Okay. Yes. That's. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll take 20, and he's like.
So you're taking 20 damage right there. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Aol, you have managed to very much do some serious damage, really showing the depths of your power, much to your own surprise and a few of the others, considering the amount of damage you were just able to do. But Righty is definitely not looking great. You do realize, however, that Slain may not be looking his best either. That takes us now to Cal. And Cal, seeing the damage being done to the right, he is also going to focus his attention over to it in hopes to at least finally take care of at least one of them. And he is going to... what is he going to use here? Yeah, he's going to use his short bow on this one. And he is going to miss with a 1. Luckily, he does not drop his bow. So his shot almost goes wild, I think, because he's so surprised and shocked at what Aol had just accomplished with her spell. that he almost is still trying to get his own bearings from the aftermath of it. And now we're going to move over to the Shadow Blights themselves. So the one, let's see here. So the one that is, oh wait, this was necrotic, right? That's kind of significant. All right, so the one that was damaged by Righty, he is actually going to move past Slain and start working its way up towards you, Aowil. And did you run into the clearing, or did you keep yourself distanced, like just at the edge of the clearing? What was that? I'm sorry, it glitched on me.
Distance. I kept my distance.
Okay. All right, so it's going to make its way up to you, but it's not going to get there fully right in front of you. It will get close enough, however, where it is going to try and reach you. Can it reach you with that? Oh, no, it is actually going to use some friends to an advantage, and it's going to try and animate some of the plants around you. 1d4 plants.
Would Slain have had a chance to opportunity attack it as it was leaving?
Yep, if you'd like to do your attack of opportunity, by all means, take it.
Yes, they're not my reaction. 14.
14 will hit.
Oh.
Oh.
Curiosity, are there any trees within 20 feet?
Yes. Absolutely. When you're at the edge of the clearing, there are definitely trees all around. Slain, what did you...
slashing.
8 slashing. Okay. So, Slain, as this creature walks by you, you are able to get in a few more hits to weaken it even further. And then as it gets towards you, it's not going to move up all the way. It is going to have 4 shrubs bring themselves to life. And they're going to attempt to attack you, Aowil. And they, well, I don't think that's going to hit. Yeah, no, they're not going to be able to hit you, but they're going to at least start surrounding you in this case. So that takes care of the first blight. The second blight is going to start moving towards you, Gervain, since you attempted to attack it. And it is going to go after you with this tendril that shoots out from the side. And as it whips towards you, they're not doing very well tonight. It gets a 1. So it goes wide and it sort of swings over your head and little Czar's head in process, and it does not make contact. So that is all we have on those two. That brings us back up to the top with Slain.
All right. So do I have to... so I'm starting within 5 feet of this thing. I will move as fast as I can, but I don't know if the spell gets an attack against me. And yeah, he's gonna...
It's whenever you start inside the cube. Within 5 feet of it.
That's where I figured he was. He was within... that's what I thought, at least. But if he's not, then I will happily not take the damage.
Okay, so they still have to... They'd have to make an attack on you, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. AC 16.
Okay, so Aowil can roll.
Excuse me.
You're getting the hell out of dodge.
He is, and he's going to pursue the stump that he that dodged past him.
All right, so he's going after Righty in an attempt to.
Yes. Hatchet and claw, and okay, so that's going to be a 20 and a 21 to hit.
You'll definitely hit. Aowil, could you attack and see if these Legion are able to hit Slain, or if he manages to... sneak away. 16.
16 hits. And that's going to be 7 slashing from Slain, as I rolled minimum.
Okay.
I'm disappointed and disappoint. How much shadow damage?
All right.
Do?
19. You just got 19.
He's like, oh, he's all aged and wrinkled. He's now, he looks roughed up now.
Okay, and you said it was 8 slashing? Or that you initially got going? 7.
I did 7, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Slain, you've definitely been weakened by this intense spell that Aol was able to cast. However, you've done some significant damage to this blight. Righty is definitely looking more toothpickish than anything else at this point. And is there anything else you'd like to do, or is that all you've got going for yourself? Any bonus actions or such?
No, he's good.
Okay.
I used my bonus
all right,
action
then.
for offhand.
All right, Gervain, it's your turn now. You just had Righty try and attack you and Little Czar with a sweeping tendril.
How close are we to the ones that are going after Ewell?
You're a distance away. You would have to take up your full motion to get to her.
I feel like that's what Dorian would do. So he's going to back away. Him and Czar are going to back away from this one, go towards the one that's around Ewell, and if I take an attack opportunity, then I do so.
Yeah, you will. Okay, so it's going to try and get another swipe in at you. It's a 21.
Yeah, it's.
All right, so then you will be getting... It aims specifically towards you because it realizes... All right, so you are getting 7 points cold damage along with 3 points necrotic from this tendril making contact with you.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm able to make my way all the way to the creature that's attacking Ewell.
Yes.
All right. Then when me and Czar get there, same thing. Czar's going to bite. I'm going to stab it with my spear, and then he's going to claw at it. So give that another go.
Okay. So you're going for the plants that are around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you're picking one plant, and is Little Czar going to go for the same plant or a different plant?
Different one.
Okay.
That's going to be 13 to hit.
Sure.
All right.
That'll be a hit.
And he does 8 piercing damage towards one of the bushes.
Okay.
And my attack. Gervain is so emotional. That is a 8. Does an 8 hit?
No. All right. So you do manage, or at least Little Czar, because he was the first to go,
yeah.
right? He was.
And then he's
going to go for
his second attack. Sorry.
One. Okay.
Uh-huh.
He manages to take care of the one plant that was coming towards Aol.
I guess he'll try and get another bush, so he hits for. I mean, sorry. He tries to attack for 22.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he does 6 points of damage to the other bush.
Okay, so that bush is not looking too great. It's definitely shredded nicely thanks to the attacks.
I'm going to use my... I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use the action surge to attack another bush. Not the one that he just hurt. If there's more bushes, I'll go for another one.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 other bushes that you could go for. It's sort of like north, south, east, west. Oh, Gervain, it is not your night tonight. Let's just do one more roll just to make sure whatever weapon you're going to use is not dropped.
18.
All right, you're good. So you keep the weapon, but you just don't make contact. All right, Maurice, we are up to you now. You have seen your companion Slain has taken on some damage. However, the other blight is as well. You have seen the other Righty has pulled together some extra friends who are on the hunt for AOL. One has been done away with thanks to Little Czar, and the other 2 are looking healthy as can be, while the third is definitely looking in need of some either pruning or killing, whichever you prefer to call it. What would you like to do?
Righty is fairly beat up, right?
Righty is definitely looking not so great. Righty is ready for Toothpick Land.
Yeah, so in Maurice's mind, the most help he can do is to prevent damage by making sure this guy can't do anymore. So we're going to try again, Guiding Bolt 2nd level on Righty.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, terrible. That's a 9. R.I.P. these spell slots.
9 is definitely going to miss on that one. So once again, your bolt goes wide on you, and it does not make contact with this blight. Anything else you would like to do in terms of bonus actions, or?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'll activate the transformation on the Clockwork Mace of Divinity. So we'll like pull it out and give it a flick, and the mace will slide up and take its more trident-like form.
Okay, all right, and we'll leave you with that, and that means that Finium dancing around. God, I need a third screen, people. I thought 2 was going to be enough. Okay, so Finium, he is also going to try and aim at this righty. Which one am I going for? Oh, he absolutely hits, and as his arrow basically lands with the same spot where the first arrow did, you see this creature just basically disintegrate into sawdust, and it is no longer there. And he has a very satisfied look on his face, but he's quickly taking in the state of affairs as he looks around. And I'm trying to just check and see here. And is there anything else I'm going to have him do? He is going to... No, he can't do that. All right, so next round, he's going to do something else. Okay, so that is his turn. Now we move down to AOL. We are back to you. Are you muted?
Ewell.
The muting.
So, kind of horrified because she didn't know that the Legion couldn't differentiate her friends from foe. She's going to break her concentration on that. They're going to disintegrate. Okay. And then how close is that left one to the trees as well?
The left one to the trees? Oh, that's right. Lefty has a... It's probably within about 10 feet.
Yeah. AOL's gonna use her Piney Charm move through the trees.
Ooh, you're bringing that loveliness out. Okay.
Hey, if I'm gonna do the thing, I better do all the other big things too.
There you go. All right. So right now, for those of you who weren't here for this one, it is 6 polished river stones pulled together with connective tissues from animals. It's in the shape of a 6-pointed star. It shimmers with a magical iridescence, and when within 20 feet of a living tree, you can use as a bonus action to become invisible for 1 minute. While invisible, you can use your bonus action to become visible. If you do, each creature of your choice must succeed on a DC Constitution saving throw or be blinded for 1 minute. Creature can repeat the saving throw. Okay. So you are now invisible.
Okay. Now I can't use another bonus action this round, right? So I wouldn't be able to pop back out for this round.
Exactly.
So I'm going to use this time while I'm invisible then to... Heck it. Eldritch Blast.
Heckin' Eldritch Blast.
Oh, no! So as you do this Eldritch Blast, you essentially, it glides right over Lefty. It does no damage to it whatsoever. But you have used your charm, so should you choose to use your bonus action next round to pop back into things, well then those lovely plants around you are going to need to do a couple things or see if they are still there afterwards. And then Cal is going to jump into things as well. He's actually going to take in the fact that you've just disappeared completely and sort of gasp in surprise. And then he's going to take his short bow and shoot at the plant that looks like it's on its last legs, or I guess last roots would be the better way to phrase it. He absolutely is going to hit, and it is going to take on its state of bye-bye with what he just rolled. He got a 19 and he just got a 6 on the dice. So that other plant that was brought up by the blight, it is basically shredded and gone. So now there are only 2 plants where AOL initially had been and is now no longer visible. And that is going to bring us to the blights. That blight, or to the blight, I should say, because we are no longer, righty is gone. So Lefty is going to advance forward, looking somewhat as if it's searching, because it did have its 2 little plant friends on AOL who is no longer visible. Instead, it is going to try and lash out as it moves forward towards you, Maurice, to see if it can get some of its damage in on you. And
Good.
that is an 11. Does an 11
will not
hit? Okay, so it tries to attack, it does not, and that is about all it can do, and now that brings us back up to Slain.
Well, all right. Are there enemies nearby? There's 2 shrubs and another stump. Yes.
There is the Shadow Blight stump, and then there are these 2, like, just little bits of shrubbery that are about where you last saw Aol.
Yeah, I think running over towards where they are that's what he's gonna do, and he'll make his attack against the closest one. Let's see.
Okay, the Shadow Blight or the shrubs?
Oh, the shrubs. Sorry, shrubs.
Okay, go for it.
All right. First, it's a actually, it's gonna be a 23,
That's
and
good.
then and claw is gonna be a 16.
Both will hit. Let's get the damage. Are you hitting the same
Alright.
creature, or are you dividing this up because they're about 5 feet within each other?
Same one. So that's
Same
going
one,
to be 8 slashing to one of them.
Okay, so by doing this, the one is just completely gone. You've managed to get rid of the 3rd shrub, leaving only 1 left.
Nice. That's my
And
turn.
that's it for you? That's your turn. All right, Gervain, we're back to you. Let's see what you and
The
Little Czar
bushes
can do.
around
So you have one
gone.
shrub. There's
Right.
one that's left, and then you still
Mhm.
also have Lefty, the bigger shadow
All
blade.
right. I
Looks like a
guess
tree
I
stump, but
will
it's all-
see if Czar can bite it on our way back to the original left one. So I think his first attack is going to be biting it, and then we're going to hop on over to the other stump.
Okay.
So, 22.
Yes.
And then he hits it, or he does 6 damage, piercing damage to it.
Okay. So it's looking
And
nicely
then-
shredded. Don't. Not you, the cat. Sorry. So it's still standing, but it's looking nicely shredded up.
All right. I'm just gonna leave that forever for anyone to take care of. I'm gonna head back towards the bigger stump, and I'm gonna,
Okay.
as we charge up to it, me and Czar, I'm going to use my spear to stab it. So. Oh boy, Gervain, just no. 10 to hit.
No, a 10 does not hit.
All right.
So,
you know what?
Gervain.
It's part of the narrative.
Yes, it very much is. So, Gervain, as you go to hit this creature, your spear does go wild, and it does not make contact at all. Brings us now to Maurice.
Sorry,
wait,
Czar
I'm
still
sorry.
has his. Yep.
Czar still has
I just
his
do
bug,
this
you're
weird
right.
alternate thing where it's like Czar, me,
Get
Czar.
the teamwork thing. Totally get. Go for it. Let's see what our little Czar can do.
I think that's 15 to hit the stump.
That'll
Yeah.
hit.
And then four damage.
Okay, so you get in some damage. You see more bits of it splinter off as little Czar does make contact with it. And that is going to now bring us to... Oh, we're back to Finium. All right, let me just check here.
I thought we had Maurice.
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
get to blow stuff up first.
Oh, Maurice, sorry. Maurice. Take that back. Sorry. I think because I
That's
checked
okay.
that you were next. So, Maurice, go for it. Your turn. Let's see what you can do.
So obviously these spell attacks are not going to work for Maurice at all. So he's just going to point at Lefty, and he's going to shatter it. So Lefty is going to have to do I think it's con save. Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez, Louise. Okay, it got a 19.
Okay, so that's going to take half damage, but Maurice is going to basically like briefly close his eyes and whisper, hold his name, and that'll be the channel divinity to make it do max damage. So he's only going to take half of this roll here.
Okay.
So it'll take 9. 9 thunder damage.
9
It's
thunder
better than
damage,
the 0
not
of the
too-
previous 2 turns.
Hey, exactly. I'm going to say that is something. Okay, so this creature has now taken on further damage as a result of Maurice jumping in. Let me see here. I'm just reading this. See, I'm looking at some stuff that Finium can do, but it's kind of in the land of what happened with AOL. I don't want to hurt you guys either. So he is going to...
Actually, super sorry, before you do that, I misdid the interaction there. The Shatter would deal max damage, so that's 24, and then if it passes, it takes half that, so it takes 12, not 9. I screwed that up.
Hey, that's totally okay. I'll just subtract another 3. We're good.
Ooh.
Beautiful. All right. So he is going to, once again, shoot with his longbow. Oh, he's going to miss this time. Oh, wait, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's going to hit, and he is going to deal... Where's my... I have all these dice in front of me. All right, he is going to deal 12 points damage to Lefty as well. It is now starting to look really not so great at all, and a little bit more frayed and broken apart. So, AOL, we are back to you now.
Okay, so AOL's gonna use their bonus action to step out now, which is gonna do the blinding thing. And then it's gonna go ahead and use the Eldritch Blast again.
Okay, just a second. Let me go back to the moon to the trees. Okay, so creatures 30. Oh, creatures of your choice. There we go. Okay, that's good. So I'm guessing you're going after the plant and you're going after the blight. That's what I wanted to check. Okay, first plant. Believe it or not, the plant just got a natural 20. Okay. And then the blight itself. Oh, the blight fails. It fails quite miserably, actually, with a 7. Okay. So, it is going to take on... What is that?
It's blinded for a minute.
Or be blinded. However, you see it sort of pause for a moment, but then it continues to process through because it cannot be blinded.
Okay, that didn't work. Okay, well...
But you still have your action left because that was your...
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Not so well, and then I'm gonna step out of dodge without like leaving threat if I'm in threat. Am I in threat range? I don't think I'm in threat range, right?
Are you being threatened, you mean?
Far as
did you
range.
move? Because when you disappeared, did you move?
I don't think I did. Didn't occur.
Okay. Yeah, so you do have one of the shrubs right on you when you reappear.
Okay. Well, still stepping out, doing the not smartest thing.
Okay, so it's going to try and go after you. It's not going to hit you with a 7, so you're good. And then, is there anything? That's it for you, right?
For now, I have reactions, but stuff has to happen. Reaction to be used.
Okay. Okay, and then Cal is going to, seeing that you're back under threat, he's going to switch over to his scimitar and he is going to race towards the blight itself and go in for an attack to slash at it. And he absolutely does hit with a 19, and he will do... Oh, very nice. He'll do 6 slashing against this blight in front of him. So he sort of starts whittling away at this creature. And it's now not looking so great or looking so good. However, it in return is going to retaliate and try and hit Cal. And he freaking lucks out by a point. Oh boy. And the tendril misses Cal again, going wild. And that brings us back up to Slain. You just have the one little bit of shrubbery left, and you have the Shadow Blight Lefty left.
All right. Come here, Mr. Shrub. And Slane's going to try to take care of that other shrub that was around. It's going to be a 15 and a 23 to hit. 2 attacks. And it's going to be 6 for 10 slashing damage.
On the shrub or the blight?
The shrub.
Okay, the shrub is gone. The shrub is dead. Bye-bye, shrub. So you have taken that away. That leaves now just Lefty in motion, heading towards Ewell and Slain at this point. Gervain. Unless there was something else you wanted to do, Slain. Nope.
Nope.
All right, Gervain.
All right, so it's gonna be Czar, me, then Czar. So this is Czar first. Natural 20 for Czar. So he's really just, he's doing the thing for the team, which is really.
Czar's
great.
on for the night. Yeah.
Yeah. 8-point piercing damage.
Okay. The way you said he got a 20, right?
Yeah, he did get a 20. He rolled a 5, and then it's +3 normally.
Okay, so it wasn't a crit.
It was a crit.
Or
it was a natural 20.
It was a crit. Okay, so how I do it is you get your first die, you get full damage, and you roll the second.
Okay, so that'd be 14.
And then add in your.
Yep.
Okay, so please describe how Little Czar precisely does away with this last Shadow Blight that has been on the attack.
So as me and him were already confronting this the stump or this blight. He looks back towards me and he notices something, and knowing that he has to kind of do the work for both of us, anyone who's around would hear Czar do a big growl and basically chomp at it really hard, and he would take a chunk off of the bark off the creature and then shake it around and spit it out, and then he's going to just basically look at me and start to purr in a worried tone.
Okay, so as this last little bit of threat is done away with thanks to the quick bite work of Little Czar, you hear the sounds of the grove sort of pick back up to their usual evening state. At this point, the sun has actually set. It has gotten dark out. There's not really too much of a source of light, so Cal does make a point of lighting a torch. And you see that Finium immediately goes over to the Alliamites that had fallen, and he scoops them up. And he has a very heavy look upon his face as he carries them back. He doesn't even really speak to anyone. He carries them back off towards the longhouse area, and Cal just sort of stands there for a heartbeat. And you see his shoulders slump as he turns towards the rest of you. Perhaps it is best that we get back to the house. Something tells me you all could use either some tending to or at least a rest. And see what else is going on back there. I know things were sort of left up in the air, but this is not good. These are the first to fall so drastically. The danger is upon us now. We need to all be in fighting form. And he will lead you back to the longhouse, where standing right at the front double doors, you see Mama Rayana. And she's sort of wringing her hands, and she looks to all of you. And Zira is actually standing right behind her, also with a concerned look on her face.
Well, we just saw Finium. He's taking care of the poor creatures. They were too far gone. I couldn't help them. But the rest of you, you especially, young Slain, I think we need to tend to you and make sure that you are all right.
Yeah. That sounds good. I feel weak.
All right. You look it, dear
yeah.
boy. I hate to say it, but in good news, Riorik did the trick. Baba Yaga has already left. She was quite eager to see if she could start helping him and make another one of her deals. She's expecting to hear from you all later. When I told her you were in combat, she seemed fine with that. I have means of contacting her. Devana left with her, so it's just me. Perhaps we can.
I'm okay with just you.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, dears. This has turned into something of something of a shit show, quite frankly. I think it's time for you to get some sleep. Slain, I'll help you before you go to bed, dear. Gypsophilia's resting. She's at least still with us. What did you fight? Finium just said a tree stump.
Yeah, tree stump, animated, I guess, possessed of I don't know, something.
Plants.
Wait, with possessed plants?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Then you definitely need to get a good night's rest, because if that's what I think it is, the mist is upon us.
Let's do it.
Those are direct. Yes, those are direct products of the mist having been in the area. Let us get some sleep. We'll regroup in the morning and decide where to go from there. This is going to take some careful thought.
Yeah, you're right about that.
All right, my dears. Slain, over here, the rest of you. Go take care of yourselves. And Metal Man! There's a bottle of oil for you over on that table.
Wait, are you taking Slain by yourself?
I'm taking him to the chair in the corner over there before I send him into the bedroom.
Okay, just checking.
What did you think I was going to do, Gervain?
I'm not worried about you. You're great. You know your way around. You're amazing. When I'm gonna talk to Czar and say, if you see Slain wandering outside, to pounce on Slain and make a big ruckus so we know to come get Slain. I'm telling Czar this privately as we.
I'm curious if Czar could find Slain.
Well, he'll try.
All right, so it's going to close with, for this session, getting some much needed rest, getting some much needed tending to wounds, and you will wake up in the next morning and it's actually quite quiet. There's really no sounds coming from the longhouse itself, and you were put back in that room where they initially had you. They made sure everything was there that you could possibly need to be comfortable at night. And as you get up and come out the door, you see that the table that is always there has been left in a state. It's almost as if people didn't quite finish their morning meals. And you see the doors flown wide open and left wide open. And the only figure there is Gypsophilia, who has propped herself up on her elbow and looking at all of you, and she points out the door. You must go that way. They have all gone out there. You must hurry before it's too late. and she slumps back down into unconsciousness. What do you do?
I'm gonna start running out there. Yeah, booking.
Yeah, book it.
Okay.
And
All right.
Mama.
I would also
if you
book
could-
it, but sorry, go ahead.
Good day. And
Yep.
I could call Baba Yaga. I think we're already at that time.
But Mama's not even there. It was literally just all of you.
Oh,
She's not there.
never mind.
Jeez.
Never mind.
Yep. She's not even there.
Okay.
What? Oh, it's only day 6. Damn it. Okay. I would hastily run after, but I
Okay.
would also stop and very quickly whisper a prayer of healing and throw a Cure Wounds into Faye.
You mean Josephina?
Sorry, yes, Gypsophilia.
Yes. Okay. So, how much is that going back to her?
That's going to be 1d8 plus my spellcasting. 7.
Okay. All right. Good. So you see, there's a little bit of flush of color back in her cheeks as you do that, and you race out the door. And as you start racing out, you see, almost in the open, this bizarre fog that's collected along the edge of the lake. Only it's not the color of a normal fog. It is blood red. It is tendriling out, as if trying to reach to every single living creature within its grasp. And that is where we're going to leave you tonight, my darlings.
Oh, no.
So,
My
join
friends,
us.
it does not appear we will have the luxury of dying in our sleep.
Yeah. So it's not going to be this next Sunday. It's going to be the Sunday after, because a good chunk of us are going to be at PAX coming up this weekend. So as cool as it might be to try and stream from a convention, heck no, that's never fun. So we are going to pick back up again. Please be sure to join us for the not the resolution, but the season finale of season 1 on the 15th of December. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what our players are going to do with this, very curious situation of a pending negotiation with Baba Yaga, the well-being of the Grove of Eternal Autumn, as well as the health of Gypsophilia, and a few other things that are floating around up in the air now. So that is it for tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around. Please tell us who you are, where we can find you, and maybe not your favorite part, but your most appreciated part of tonight, maybe? I don't know. I'll start with you, Jesse. Who's your dad? What does he do?
Just make sure. Oh, I'm not muted. Perfect. So my name is Jesse. I play Maurice. I can be found on Twitter as @JesseNeon. The only cool thing I'm up to is that you can buy my book right now, and it comes out. It's actually gonna come out during PAX. So I'm gonna have like sneaky copies to give to people at PAX. So that's gonna be cool. I think my favorite moment would be the quiet / grim reason that
Oh no!
is
Your internet's not behaving.
Missed.
Drew. Oh, am I back? Am I back?
You were
Or am I
back.
gone? Am I back? Okay.
You said the
Sorry, yeah,
quiet but grim
the
moment.
quiet but grim realization when Torn Pixie revealed that she had multiclassed into Druid going into the conversation about the sacrifice.
Oh.
Ugh.
There it is. Sacrifice. Okay. Yes. Oh. All right. Thank you so much, Jesse. We'll shift over to Torn Pixie.
Hi, I'm Torn Pixie. You can find me at Torn Pixie here and on TikTok, and then at Torn Pixie Twitch on Instagram and Twitter. Normally I have a pretty steady schedule. However, what I have posted is about to change because lots of things shaking up right now. So I stream. Watch my Twitter for whatever the schedule change is going to be. Favorite or most appreciated part? Oof. I think I really like to not like Mama's sister.
Divana. Yeah. She's an interesting one.
The conflict she brings, I like. He's spicy.
Okay. Oh, cool. Good to know. That's an NPC to keep in mind then. Lovely. All right. Moving over to Jim. Playing our
Hey,
Sling.
yeah. He made out better than I thought, certainly. And although getting caught up in the schemes of witches is, I like it because it's fun. It keeps the adventure moving. But terrifying as well. I am WebGM Jim. Come check us out over on YouTube. We're talking about D&D and other tabletop RPGs. Going to be at PAX Unplugged and. Yeah, I think my favorite moments tonight were just sort of everybody freaking out at the realization of that they've been kind of spied on and enmeshed since we got here. Because I don't think Slain ever revealed that Baba Yaga was Jalissa, and so he actually forgot. As a player. And but just like Gervain's complete like don't hem me in, I gotta get out of this, and the sort of like everybody's general like no, this is bad, but also what else are you gonna do, this kind of thing happens. And I think the whole interplay was really fun, and then the having to get Baba Yaga out because they don't want to mess around. They don't want her enmeshed any more than she already is. Was a nice touch.
Okay, fantastic. And Michael?
Yeah.
Are we still on speaking terms?
No, yeah, honestly, like none of this is like I have no problems with slaying. Like I have no problems with slaying the character or Jim or anyone here. It's just that's how Gervain's acting. So he's, I think Gervain definitely got emotional after hearing, like, first he thought about his own selfishness of like, I just want to get the hell out of here. This forest is all messed up. It feels like he's getting like locked in. And then hearing Ewell is gonna be going, he was just like, oh, I was just focused on me. And he got like super emotional, and he's like, I just gotta help her out. And then after that, he's just like jetting. So I think there's a lot of emotions that came up for Gervain. But yeah, I love that interaction. And then like I love the interaction of Gervain and Slain, and like, man, he was not letting the loop about a lot of things, and he's like, I would have left much sooner had I known most of this. But yeah, awesome tonight, awesome DMing. Find me on Michael Crits everywhere, and you can also find me after this stream on my own stream playing Magic the Gathering. So that's already going. It's kind of like prepped, starting soon, whatever. But I'll be there in a short 5-10 minutes after the stream ends. So yeah.
Excellent. All right, and I'm V Muse. You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I show you how to paint miniatures and make miniature terrain for your tabletop games. You'll find me here Sunday night as DM for The Last Heir with these fantastic players. You can also find me every Thursday night over on Mini Terrain Domain at 8:30 Eastern Time, playing Catriel in The Dawnbringers with some other fantastic players and DM'd by our wonderful MTD Jake. You can also find me and Jim and Jesse and Kai and Gnome. Did I get everyone? I think so. At PAX Unplugged this weekend. We'll be at the Cobalt Press booth, which is booth 4039. Please be sure to go and check that out. On Saturday at 5 p.m. for an hour, I believe, long meet and greet. So we'll be there to say hello to anyone who wants to stop by and say hi. We'd love to see you there. And there's other stuff that's happening. Again, check my socials for that information. And for now, we will bid you a fond farewell. Have a great evening, everyone. And we will see you on the 15th. So take care and bye-bye.